So as you can see, I'm currently in my bathroom. I won't talk about my OCD. If it kills my eyes, I don't know what happened to my eyes, but it hurts. So if you see me closing my eyes or something, that's why. But yeah, I do have OCD when it comes to washing my hands, keeping my hands clean and stuff like that. It's not just washing my hands. That I always had this. I always had OCD for years and years. I had it even way before I started having a panic disorder. So, example, everyone washes their hands. But for me, when I wash my hands, if I still see like some ink stain, any kind of stains on my fingers, I'm gonna try to wash it till I can get it off. The other thing about my OCD is not only do I wash my hands, like the soap dispenser pumps, like these little pumps on the top. Before and after I use it, I always have to rinse it off. Anything that a lot of people touch, I touch it. I try to clean it as well. If I'm washing my face and I'm splashing water all over the place, because I do wash my face and I splash water all over my face, any cups that's near me, if I put anyone else's toothbrush to anything like that, I'll rinse it off. Because if I splash water and I'm sweating and I don't want the sweat to get on someone's toothbrush, anyone's cup, even the toothpaste. If I use it and I see a little toothpaste stain on there, I have to rinse it off. Before I use it and after I use it, I rinse it off. Not just that, but like when you flush the toilet, even at home, sometimes I'll use my foot to step on it. Or not my foot, but I'll take a piece of napkin, a toilet paper, and I'll use it to flush it. Same thing when I'm taking a shower. I use the shower head, and I'll use it to rinse the handle, the knob. I mean the hot and cold knob, the shampoo pump, the door, the shower door. Anything that someone touch or I touch. I've been like this, like I mentioned, for years. So another thing with my OCD, when I used to work, just we have like little small computer stations where we use the computers. If there's too much things in the way, like let's say there's like sticky pads, notepads, all over the table where I only have like a little space to white stuff on, like put a paper and white on top. I feel like I can't work in that little space. I mean, it's a big open space, but the desk is itself only have enough space for like your keyboard, your computer, your mouse pad, whatever. And when people leave like pens all over the place, things where they don't belong, it makes it harder for me to work. I have, it's like it feels like I'm being trapped in that little space, even though it's in a wide open space. So I always have to like ask someone, can you clean up, the stuff, I'll put the stuff where they go. Don't leave it there. And I make sure I clean up my own mess. It's like everyone knows that you should clean up your own mess. But sometimes I find myself having to clean other people's mess, especially if they're busy. I don't mind helping them, but when they're doing it on purpose, they say, "Oh, we don't have time," but they do have time. It makes it harder for me to come into work. Like I mentioned, I used to work graveyard on my own. And the other shift they will have, maybe 4 to 6, 7 people, and I'm by myself. So it makes it harder for me to, try to go into work and finish what they couldn't finish, and try to finish what I need to finish before the next shift. Or if not, then the next shift had to finish what I couldn't finish. That's another thing with my OCD is if there's a mess, I can't really work in there. But if there's a mess like in an area that I don't have to work in that day, I'm okay with. But if it's that little area that I'm working in and there's a mess, it makes it harder for me to like focus. I'm like, I see a mess, I see like things all over the place. It's like my mind's like, clean it up before you work, things like that. It's like my mind drifts off to like, oh look, there's a mess over here. Things like that, especially when things where they don't belong. Where I used to work, we had to do like inventory of the equipment we use and stuff like that. Every 3 months, I believe. I think every 3 months. I don't remember, but when I work by myself, I prep for the morning shift to come in, because they're the one that does the inventory. So I had to prep. I had to make sure like, whatever's around the department I work in, everything is where they should go. Things like that. And a lot of times I find things that they don't belong where they're at, or they're like hidden, and then later on, like when we do inventory, it says we have 100 something of this, and then we only count like 25 or whatever it is we're counting, things like that. It messes with my OCD. And since and then we have things that are bundled up in like like 7 and stuff like that. When you're trying to count and then you're counting everything by 7, then you try to do like 7 times whatever the bundle is. I try to keep things bundled up in like 5 to 10, so it's easier. Especially if you try to finish fast, you can just count like by the bundles. Like there's 10 bundles of 10s, so it's 10 times 10s and stuff like that. It's easier to think in your mind without having to use your calculator and stuff like that. Things like that. I don't know. It just messes with my mind. And other thing with my OCD, if I'm wearing socks, there's one has a hole and one doesn't. It gets to me, because when you have your toes sticking out of your socks or something, and then for me, I don't know why it bothers me. So if I have a hole in my socks, even if it's just a little hole and I can feel my toes getting outside and touching my shoe, I won't wear that socks. Another thing, if I'm wearing mismatched socks, if they're 2 different colors but they're the same brand, I'm okay with. But if one is if the material feels different, like one's thicker and the other one is softer or whatever, my feet, and then walking, I can feel the difference. I can't wear that socks. I don't know why it makes me uncomfortable. It feels like one side of my body feels different. It's kind of hard to explain, but it feels like I can feel the texture on one socks, and the other one feels thicker. And it doesn't make sense, right? But that's how my OCD works. Some people have OCD when it comes to like mismatched things. For me, if it's mismatched and it doesn't really bother me, I'm okay with. But when you buy like let's say like bed sheets, you don't buy, and you buy them like different color, like pillowcase. If you buy one that's one color and the other one, let's say you try to get 2 red color pillow sheets, right? But you bought the single one instead of like the pairs, and one is red and one is a little bit brighter. Sometimes that gets to me. I'll start thinking, oh my god, this one color, they're both red, but how come they're not match? Does this match with that? Sometimes, like when I wear my clothes, I don't really wear them to match. I don't really care if they match. But when it comes to like things that I'm looking at, like if I'm looking straight, I don't see my shirt. I don't see my, like, if I'm standing and I'm looking straight, I don't really see my shirt, my pants, because I'm looking straight. But if I'm looking down on my bed and then my sheets and stuff, and I buy like a certain color and they don't match, or one faded because I washed it and one faded more than the other for whatever reason, it messes with my OCD as well. Another thing is, like, when I buy pillows, when you buy pillows, you can buy them in a pack or you can buy them single. I always have to get them in a pack, because if one of them is worn out, and then I turn to the other one, and the other one's still nice and looks brand new, it throws me off guard. Because you know how when you lay on the pillow for so long, it flushes down how the pillow just slowly creases down. I don't know, it just kind of throws me off guard as well. Other thing with my OCD is when I'm washing my car, the door handle, like I mentioned, anything that I touch, a lot of people touch, I want to keep it clean. I focus around the door handle, the trunk, the hood, any one of those things that people touch, I try to keep them clean. Another thing, car window. When you're driving and the sun is and it's sunny and your window's dirty, the sun's in your face and the window's dirty, it kind of makes it harder to see the glare, and it picks up all that little dust from your window. It's hard to see. So when I was still working, I will always clean my car window. If I'm not washing my car, I'll clean my window at least once a week. Once every 3 or 4 days. It depends on how my window is. If I can't really see through it and I see fingerprints, I clean it off. I used to clip like those little wipes, Windex wipes, for the car in my car, just so I can clean it. Same thing with the steering wheel. I try to keep that clean. Like I said, anything that gets touched, I clean. If I use if I eat, anytime I eat, let's say, for example, I'm at work. If I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, and there's no hand soap, I wash my hands with water. I don't feel like my hands is really clean unless I have soap on it. If I can't wash my hand with soap, if there's no like hand soap or any kind of soap, like dishwashing soap or whatever, I can't wash my hand with soap. And I'm eating something, I will have to use a napkin to hold it. If it's like French fries or whatever, finger food, I will use something to hold it. Anything that is not my finger, because in my mind, my finger is not washed by soap. I'm not gonna pick it up and eat it. That's how my OCD is. I mean, if you have OCD, you kind of understand, but everyone has different kind of type of OCD. Some people can say, when you buy a house, let's say your what you call it, your fridge is white, and you have your stove is silver or stainless, and then your dishwasher is black. That might throw you off guard. You're gonna say, "Oh, I wish it was all stainless steel." Or like your washing machine and dryer, if one is one brand, the other one's a different brand, and they look different, they're not matching pair. That might mess with your OCD as well. Another thing is, like, when I put my shoes down, I always put them like side by side. The left side on the left, right side on the right. If I see someone put my shoe the left on the right and the right on the left, I don't know, for some reason it messes with my head as well, and then I'm like, I have to fix it. I mean, it's not like it shouldn't bother me, but it does. Sometimes it doesn't bother me at all, and sometimes it does. I don't know why. If I put something on the table, like a pen, if it's too close to the edge, I try to move it somewhere else. Because if I think about what if it falls down, in my mind, if I put a pen and it falls, and then someone calls me and asks me to write something down, and the pen is on the edge and it falls, and and I don't know it's on the floor and there's no other pen, I have to look for a pen. Then my mind starts saying, well, the pen's on the floor. Where's the pen? So I always try to keep a pen like on the keyboard or something like that. Or somewhere I can see it. Like, if it's on the edge of the table and then I drop it and it roll off somewhere, and then my mind is like, I need a pen. I need a pen. That's how my OCD works. Things like that. I don't know. Like I mentioned, I had OCD for as long as I can remember. I think I had it since I was in my pre-teens and my early teens. I always had it before my panic disorder kicked in. Sometimes I wonder if I always had really high anxiety. It's just that I didn't notice it, and something set it off, and then my mind just went boom. This, it's like you have anxiety, but you don't have a panic disorder, and then you're like, oh, out of nowhere the panic attack hits you, and then that's when you start wondering, oh, was I always like this? I just never noticed it, till something pushed my brain to the edge and it couldn't handle it anymore. With an OCD, you start thinking, you think about so much things. But even when I had OCD, without the panic disorder, I was able to stop thinking when I didn't need to think. Like before you go to sleep, you don't want to think, because if you start thinking while you're going to sleep, before you go to sleep, your mind is going to start thinking so much. Another thing what I've been noticing as well, when I think about something, especially like in my past, if I talk about it to someone in my family, I'll say, oh, do you remember where we used to live, blah 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 blah. My neighbor, I'll talk to my neighbor, and I'll say, oh, where I used to live, this and that, and etc. And then I think about it so much that that night I end up dreaming about it. For example, a couple of days ago, I was talking to my neighbor about San Francisco, how it's different from where I live now, and next thing you know, I dreamed about it that same night. Then when I woke up in the morning, I start thinking, well, why do I always dream about something that I think about throughout the day? It's like my mind is like, oh, he's thinking about it. Let's let him dream about it. A lot of times it's not something I dream about that is bad. It's just like something that in my past that I think about, like my middle school. Those days when I was in middle school, things like that. Those good memories, things like that. So I'll probably talk about how my thinking turns into dreams in another video. But other thing with my OCD, if I go in the swimming pool, a lot of people, they will rinse their body off before you go in the swimming pool. Right? For me, if I shower like 5 hours ago and then I want to go into the swimming pool, I'm gonna go shower again. I don't mean going inside just rinse it off my body for water. I'll go inside and wash my body. I'll use like body wash, right? I'll wash my hair. I'll make my feet, every part of my body that touches the pool, I'll rinse it off with soap, body wash. I'll even wash my face with face wash. And the other thing, once I finish going in the pool, I come out, I'll go shower again. What I mean by a shower again, I'll go wash my body off again with body wash, wash my face, my hair, whatever. That's so I don't make the pool water dirty, covered in sweat or whatever. Like, within few hours, your body could get dirty from whatever you're doing. It's like you're walking around the house and then your foot gets dirty. If you're walking around barefooted or whatever, or you're sweating or whatever, you don't want to get in the pool. Even though if it's just that little amount of sweat, I don't want it in the pool. Same thing, when before you go in the pool, you want to use the bathroom. So sometimes for me, I'll go stand in the bathroom. It's like, okay, I can't even go. And then I go outside I go near the pool and they have to go. So sometimes I don't go right in the pool right away. I know once I go outside, I might have to use the bathroom. So I'll just go outside, wait till I have to use the bathroom, and then I go inside and use the bathroom. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much how my OCD works.